You don't want to sit and compare yourself with others and not get anything done, but you want to be that person who's so established in your path, in your progress, and in your growth. And when you've reached a level of completion and satisfaction, you can always expand to other areas. And that's what a balanced root chakra does. It helps us execute and take action. Otherwise, it's just ideas. You're all in your head, you're floating, you're daydreaming, you're visualizing, imagining, but there's no action, there's no solid, concrete action plan for you to achieve these goals.
Whenever I see some people and we have conversations, all I can say is we should record this, do a podcast together. It's happening finally.
A note to myself and to all of you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Bhagyavathi Chatterbox. Today we're going to talk about the root chakra and how it is so important to be grounded. I've been watching these two shows lately. One is Next in Fashion and the other one is Who's the Next Singer, about forming a music band. When I was watching Next in Fashion show, I immediately wanted to be a model, do a runway and design my own clothes. And when I was watching the singing show, all of a sudden I'm tempted to go for classes to perform more professionally, do concerts, and be a part of a band. And that's the crazy thing, right? You want to do everything and you definitely can do everything. When you focus and put your energy into it, you can do it because nothing is truly impossible. But just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Otherwise, you will get nothing done if you're so easily distracted. If you just compare and say, oh, I want that and I want that. A lot of people have this mindset where they struggle with taking action to finding their calling. They don't know themselves. They see what others are doing and want to do that. But because they compare with a lot of different people, they can't get anything done for themselves. It's difficult because it's tempting and distracting when you see something new, it's exciting. It's also craving a form of validation when you see someone being successful and you instantly desire that for yourself too. If you see an Instagram reel of this beautiful dance someone is doing and you want to do that, and you can, I'm telling you, you definitely can. But what areas of your life have you already made progress? Become that person where other people look at you and think, I want to be like her. But when you ground your root chakra, you have a better foundation. It gives you a container for all your creative energy and all your ambitions and passion. It helps you move forward because if not, then our energy is just scattered everywhere and we're just kind of floating. We are all over the place, and that's not fun because it's energetically draining, it's disappointing and frustrating. And that's when we seek addictions to numb all of our frustration to avoid facing reality. It's tiring when you distribute your energy everywhere, even if it's mentally. You may not actually become a fashion designer and a dancer and a singer all at the same time, but if your mind is in these places, then it's equally distracting and draining because now you don't have the energy to focus on what you already have got going. You're not giving it the priority and value it deserves. And when you realize that your value and worth is not defined by everything that you can do, that's where you can make a big difference. It's actually about being a little bit humble. It took me a long time to record and upload this podcast. I'm releasing it without a video, and I would have done it sooner if I realized that I didn't have to do it with the video because I'm not so comfortable doing a video. I know I'll get there one day, but I had to swallow my ego and tell myself that I cannot be this perfectionist. Even if this was my standard and I thought I could do a YouTube video along with the audio, I still know it's complicated, and releasing this would have gotten even more delayed. I would have released it sooner if I didn't have this expectation, but yeah, better later than never. Point is to get started, take action. Consistency will take you to more quality. I did this 100-day challenge. I had some really terrible posts. By terrible, I mean the quality. The video wasn't so good, it wasn't professional, but it's fine because it helped me post something every single day. And now I'm in a place where I can trust myself to be consistent and not be a perfectionist. That I can afford to focus more on the quality without being consumed and just not posting for weeks because it's not perfect enough. So consistency always, always, always helps you. It helps you overcome perfectionism. It helps you trust yourself more. It helps you embrace your human imperfections, flaws, and quality will eventually come. But if you focus on perfectionism and quality first, it's a very big risk that you're taking because you might stay stuck, get disappointed, and eventually it might make you give up. Because we are limited creatures. We as human beings, there's the reason we are on earth. And when we embrace our limitations instead of resisting and fighting it and trying to do everything at the same time, then we can actually do so much more than we could have even imagined or expected. So how do you ground your root chakra? How do you balance your root chakra? The root chakra is at the base of your spine. It is the first chakra known as the Muladhara chakra in Sanskrit, and its element is the earth, grounding earth energy. So to balance the root chakra, it is recommended to slow down, to spend more time in nature, to find your sense of self, to heal your shame and guilt and find a healthy community. A lot of us, we want to belong and we lose ourselves trying to fit in, but that's not true belonging. In our core, we need to feel like we belong somewhere for who we are. So, to find a like minded community or have a support system where you can be yourself, where you feel accepted, this is equally as important as going on a barefoot walk in nature. And the root chakra also has a lot to do with our traumas from our early womb years. It's very foundational. It is about your basic needs for survival. Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? How are your basic material human body needs being met? Or if you get consumed and are drowning in shame and guilt for your desires and dreams, then it's just going to stay in your head. You won't be able to take action. So get help by speaking to someone who's already doing it. How did they get there? Maybe see a therapist or a coach to help you heal your guilt and shame. And when you remove these resistances, then it becomes easier to achieve your goals. Other practical ways to unblock your root chakra is through various grounding exercises, paying more attention to your breathing, spending more time in nature consciously, playing with mud, touching leaves intentionally, realizing that you are a child of nature. This is one of my favorite realizations how, when you're in nature and you see trees of all sizes, leaves of all shapes and designs, grass so small and varieties of insects, and it hits you that you're one of them. Never do we look at a tree and say, oh my god, that looks ugly. Everything is so beautiful and diverse. Nature is gorgeous. So, another thing about the root chakra is acceptance for who you are as you are. Another important human need. A lot of us were constantly trying to people please to receive some level of acceptance from others, some form of external validation, and that's where we lose ourselves. We are not very stable with our sense of self, being authentic and having a healthy sense of identity. So, I'm not even talking about knowing and accepting all the complex layers of who you are, but acceptance at a very basic existential level. Like the tree that just exists without having to people please. Then you walk past the tree, does it do all forms of antics, bending its branches to get you to say, wow, you look so beautiful? No, it just exists peacefully. Similarly, for us to know that we deserve to just be and we are loved unconditionally and accepted unconditionally for who we are. To focus on that, to meditate on that thought gives us so much peace and grounds us. Because when you have that level of grounding, you also check your desires and dreams and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Maybe because you want to be celebrated. That's also a valid need. But when you practice more self acceptance, then it's less of doing it for others, but more of this is important to me and I'm doing it for me, and not to win someone else's approval because depending solely on external validation is so temporary, short, and unpredictable. So that's pretty much about the root chakra, and I really hope this episode helps you. I hope this helps you focus more on your dreams, stay grounded and focused to take action and execute, knowing that you are an amazing human who is loved and accepted unconditionally, and you certainly do not have to people please to feel that you're deserving and worthy of being loved. Sending you all so much love and strength and a lot of groundedness this week to you, and I hope you spend a lot of time in nature, surrounding yourself with people who accept you for who you are. Goodbye.